We are live, right, Adam? All right. Welcome to Lions game day or Detroit football pregame. I'm not sure what we're allowed to say at this point, but it's the Wild Wild West, so we're here to support the Lions.
It's the Lions 1-0 season.
It is. It's been a fresh season since our boy DB.
We are live, right,
there
Adam?
we go. Our boy took over. I love Darrell Bevel. Adam knows this. And we're 1-0 since he took over, Anson. So what are you thinking? Let's get into today's game. But first, before we do that, we want to give away $1,000 today. And the way we do that, it's very simple. All you got to do, guess who's going to score the first touchdown of the Lions-Packers game, guess the final score of the Lions-Packers game, and share this Facebook Live.
And then win $1,000.
Yeah, but you must do all three. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, you must subscribe, put in who you think is going to score the first touchdown, what the final score is going to be, and then we can do that too.
Okay.
All right? So we got two options for you to win that money today, but you must do all three of those things. You can't just do one. Like, it's got to be all, it's $1,000.
It is.
So make sure you're putting in those guesses right now. Shout out to everybody that's watching us on Facebook. Lou Teeter's getting in the action. We got Dennis getting in the action. Darren's getting in the action. Let's see. The Lions are going to be 2-0 under the new coach, Lou Teeter says. What do you think about that, Anson?
Well, I'm not going to give my prediction yet, but they certainly have a chance today.
Do they?
They do.
Vegas does not think so.
You know, but Vegas doesn't know this team. I don't think anybody really knows this team yet.
If you've been following the line throughout the entire week, it was like 7.
Yep.
That's 7.5.
Yep.
And then we came in today, boom.
9.
9.
It's a steep hill.
At home.
Yeah.
9 at home.
Yeah.
So in a regular season, that's like 12. They're looking at the Lions as almost 2 touchdown dogs.
They don't like the Lions.
No.
They certainly don't.
Do you blame them?
No, not at all, man. Not at all. 9 points is a big margin at home, though, especially against a team that I guess the only people that know who the new Lions are the Bears.
Right.
You know, so
I love how you call them the new Lions.
They are the new Lions, man. They definitely were more creative with the ball. They were able to sustain drives using their running game. And Stafford, 400 yards, 403 yards?
Yeah,
something?
400 yards, man. 402. But once again, a lot of those yards came late in the game. Like
to win the game,
I
though.
know, I get that. But, you know, last week I was watching through 3 quarters, they looked like the same Lions. I didn't think they were going to pull it off. They did, and I'm so happy they did. Like, fuck the Bears.
I'm just happy
always.
you didn't turn it off.
Oh, turn it off. I haven't turned off a Lions game in my entire life. Like, I take
neither.
it all the way to the end, baby.
Me neither.
Because there's always that chance. There's always that
Especially with the Lions. The chance to lose it in the last minute or win it.
And I never want to be the guy that, like, watches it and then misses that magical moment. Like, you know, even when we think about Pistons' great moments, like Chauncey hitting that half-court 3 shot. Like, if I would have stopped watching that game, I would be murdering myself.
What
right
is
now.
better, though, than talking shit to your boy that left with 8 minutes left?
Yeah.
And then they hit a half-court 3 to tie it up, man. You can't leave early if you're a true fan.
Yeah, and there's fans that, like, go to games that do that always crack me up. It's like, you know, the Lions will be down by, like, 14 with 10 minutes left in the 4th, and then they take off, and you're like, where are you going? Like, you don't think it's possible to score a touchdown here and be down 7? Now all the pressure's on them, and we got a chance to win this shit? So, yeah, no, I'm watching all the way through the end, even when it doesn't look good through the first 3 quarters.
I love that as a kid, though, because you could run down and scam some good seats for the last quarter.
Yes, yeah, I love that, too. So shout out to all the rich people that want to beat traffic. We love you. Us poor folk
We love you.
you.
Thank you so much. That's great.
Let's see. We got some guesses coming in. Robert Harms thinks 28-17 Green Bay. Adams with the first score. We got 31-17 Lions. Jenna says that. Jenna, make sure you get who's going to score too. Dale, what up, Dale? He thinks Hawkinson. Lions win 31-27. And we're reading all these guesses right now because we want to make sure we give away $1,000. So make sure you guess who's going to score the first touchdown, the final score of the game, and you share this. Must do all 3 to get into the running. I'm interested in the over-under in this too.
Yeah, it's a high one.
It is. It's the highest in the NFL this week.
Yeah, it was at 55.5. It came down a point in the last 12, 24 hours.
Yeah, I've seen it fluctuate, which is weird because the spread's gotten bigger, but the over-under's gone down.
Yeah.
So that means they think the Packers are going to be scoring more. Lions going to be scoring a lot less.
They don't like Detroit.
No.
They really don't.
They don't know.
There's going to be a lot of points scored in this one. I see some defensive points scored as well. And Rodgers is just he's unstoppable against the Lions, man.
Well, luckily, the first time we played him this year, he didn't have to do shit. We got ran all over for like 160 yards by Aaron Jones. So they didn't need Rodgers the first time, but he's been on a streak. Dude's got 36 touchdowns and 4 interceptions this season. Yeah. 4.
There are only 2 quarterbacks playing at that level right now. It's Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes?
There's very few quarterbacks that have ever operated at that level.
What about Russell Wilson? You think he's kind of fallen off?
He's fallen off the last 4 weeks.
Because that was the race early in the season. Now, I don't know so much.
Well, I think the Seattle's defense is so bad that it puts him in a lot of high-pressure spots where he's got to kind of force things.
But he's got baby Megatron.
We need a better name for him because, man, calling him baby Megatron just... I don't feel like that does DK justice.
That's got to piss him off.
Absolutely.
Well, no, honestly, people comparing him to Calvin Johnson so early, like, doesn't do Calvin justice. That's what I think. DK should be happy he's mentioned in the same breath.
Bro, I would be.
Yeah, in anything in life, honestly, except fingers. Calvin Johnson's fingers are so weird. Have you seen him? Like, his pinky goes this way, this finger goes, like...
Really?
Dude, Calvin Johnson's fingers are crazy.
You know, Larry Bird, his first year he was actually at IU before he went to Indiana State. And they were playing some intramural softball, and he tried to catch one barehanded, mangled his hand. To this day, Larry Bird can't set his hands flat on a table, and yet the guy went on to be one of the best shooters of all time.
You adapt, man. That's what we do as humans.
Adapt or die, baby.
That's what we do as humans. That's what we do as a football team. When you get rid of your shitty head coach, you adapt to the new one, and we finally got the new one in.
I want to Google pictures of Megatron's hands now.
Go ahead. You got your computer up. So before all this started, when they fired Matt Patricia, Adam and I got into a heated debate about Darrell Bevell. Heated debate. Adam, if he pulls off this game, does that make you feel any better about his chances of becoming head coach?
Look at that smile.
You guys are horrible. If he beats this Green Bay Packers team, it's a good sign.
Okay.
It means the team is bought into him or whatever. But come on, guys. 5 games to give him the new head coach. Let him play it out. As much as I'm really excited and I want us to win these games, he has to go out and prove it. 2 games means nothing. There's 3 other games too. Right.
It's not only 5 games though. It's these 5 games. Like this isn't against Jacksonville. This isn't Carolina. Like this is a tough 5-game stretch.
And 4-1 here, we really are looking at a playoff berth possibly.
What do you think of that?
I think 9-7 still is the play.
Oof.
8-8.
So we have to win out.
We have to win out for sure.
To make the playoffs.
8-8 could be it, but you're relying too much on teams collapsing.
Agreed.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I was looking up odds today, and the Lions are 50,000 to 1 to win the Super Bowl.
Let's put some money on it.
I would put $1 on that. Would you put $1 on that, Adam?
I wouldn't waste $1.
Dude, I'm thinking about putting $10 on that.
Wouldn't waste $1. That's not wasting $1. When you got a ceiling of possibly winning 50,000
for $1.
For $1, dog.
It's the lottery essentially at that point. I mean, 50,000 to 1. I saw that. The Packers 900 to 1. So where would you rather put your dollar, on the Packers or the Lions?
Could you throw a football 90 yards? Could you?
Not ever,
bro. That's the same fucking bet.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting, man. And then some of these stats about Green Bay against the spread. They're 8-4 this year. So Green Bay, even though the spread's getting up, Green Bay is a quality team. Yeah. And it's going to be tough to stop them on offense. I'm really not too concerned about Green Bay's defense and us putting up yards.
Yeah, I think our biggest weapon here is just the mystery of who this team is. They haven't seen us. They haven't seen this look.
Right.
And that could be enough to get away with a couple of quarters of bamboozling their defense to keep us in it.
I feel like we're the chick that just went to the mall and totally did the makeover. Like we were that chick that just took off her glasses, let down her ponytail, and you're like, you didn't know that we were here. We're all new now. We got the new head coach. But actually, it's the same players that played in week 2. They just got the new attitude, Anson.
So the Lions went to glamour shots?
Yes, glamour shots. Did you ever do glamour shots?
Fuck no, I didn't.
I could see you doing glamour shots.
No, I
Anson on a bearskin rug.
In hindsight, if I had like some 8-year-old Anson at Glamour Shots, that would
Looking
be amazing.
like George Costanza.
Did you?
No, fuck no.
Maybe we should go get some Glamour Shots for the
I don't even
squad.
think they're still around,
I think we can get those done.
Yeah, I'd rather have Adam Photoshop us on some weird shit.
I would wear, no,
I'd rather Photoshop you guys than do that shit.
Yeah.
Wait, a Costanza shot of Adam on my shirt is being done.
That's what we need in life. That's what everybody needs in life.
Speaking of my shirt today, I want to throw out some love to Inspiration Clothing. 9 or 10 years now, Detroit-based clothing brand. Shout out Billy Petts.
Yeah, and I got to shout out the Woodward sports line that's going on right now. Adam, I'm going to come over here to this camera.
Let's talk about the patch, though, bro.
Well, that's what makes it official. So we got our store up. Go to woodwardsports.com, click on shop. We got all the logoed out stuff, and then plus we got all of these to represent all the Detroit sports teams. Because where do they play? Pretty much right off Woodward. So we got Woodward football, Woodward hockey, Woodward basketball, and of course Woodward baseball. And they're all in pretty sweet colors. So if you guys want something cool for the holidays, make sure you go to woodwardsports.com and you could get a Woodward football hoodie.
I got to add something.
With a sweet patch, and you got to coordinate, Anson.
I got to add something, though.
And bam!
Because I work with a lot of different Detroit people and a lot of different apparel companies. So few of them use the quality that Woodward has for all of the stuff. So check out the shop, man. Get yourself something. Get somebody something for Christmas, because the apparel's it's a bomb, man.
Yeah, go check it out. And I think we're doing 10% off still. It's WS1 is your official 10% off. WSN1. And we're giving away $1,000. I'm just kind of going through these right now. First TD goes to AP. Lions win 24-23. That's your boy Vin. 24-21 Lions. Devontae Adams with the first TD. 35-24 Packers.
Guys, come on.
We got a lot of Lions in the chat, man. Right. I love it. Guys, I love it.
We're trying to give away $1,000, and you guys are actually picking the Lions? Are you fucking kidding me?
How dare you come down on these people for believing? This is the season of belief, Adam.
This is what I've been harping on for years, and I apologize, but if you bet against the Lions, you always fucking win, man. Period.
I hate that statement.
I
really
know,
hate when you say
I
that
can't
shit.
wait until they flip the script and you become a Packers or a Patriots fan. Every time you bet on them, you win.
There's a difference between rooting for the Lions and getting a free chance to win $1,000.
Thank you, Adam. You heard it there first, man.
Well, I'm rooting for the Lions, too. So shout out to everybody. And if you're wondering why people are listing who's going to score the first and the points and all that stuff, that's how we're giving away $1,000. But you got to share the post, too. Make sure you share the post along with those guests to get involved. Some other interesting stats on the betting lines, that the Packers have hit the over on 4 of the last 6 games. And even though this is the highest projected scoring game in the league this week, do you think they're going to hit the over? That's an interesting question. A lot of these people, it looks like they're going to hit the over.
Yeah, there's some high-scoring numbers that I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a lot of Devontae Adams all over the place.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. I mean, Devontae Adams is a monster.
He's a fucking monster.
Monster.
He really is.
And then Detroit, they're 2-4 in the last game against the spread.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Now, what did they do last week against the spread?
I believe they beat the spread last week.
They did.
Because they won the game.
Yes, they did. They did.
That was a big deal.
Yes, it was.
That got us to here where we can still talk about playoffs.
But, I mean, as a Lions fan right now, there's part of you that has the fantasy, and then there's part of you that wants to embrace the reality. And the reality is where are we picking next year in the draft? Are we going to win 3 of these games and lose 2, and it's going to be just enough where we pick 14 instead of 4?
Who cares?
No, who cares, man? No.
I agree with you right now.
Get him, Adam.
I agree with you.
Get him, Adam.
I hate people like you.
Yes.
But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But this, I'm not saying that I'm doing that. I want them to win.
Tanking does nothing. In the NFL especially, it's about who you pick, not where you pick. Patrick Mahomes
I agree.
was the 10th overall pick. Mitchell Trubisky was the 3rd or 4th.
No, I'm not disagreeing. And I'm actually in the boat where I am pulling 100% for the Lions to win this game. But there's a certain point right now where at what point do we lose? Do we start hoping that we lose more?
The Lions are not good enough right now to go out and beat the Green Bay Packers consistently.
Agreed.
If they pull off a once-in-a-lifetime miracle and win it today, great. But that doesn't change what the team is right now. We're missing Okuda, who was our 3rd overall pick this year.
And
all the
more reason.
Guys, and we're not.
But if we win out and we're 9-7, and we get smoked in the first round of the playoffs, what good does it do us? Does Bevel even stay?
No. You can't think like that. No. See,
why can't you think like that? Because that's reality.
Man.
Listen, I don't give a fuck where we pick. What I give a fuck about is who we pick.
Yeah,
that's what I care about. I don't care if we are the number 1 overall pick or we're 32nd on draft day. We need to get the fucking player right. It can't be spending, first round picks on the Eric Ebrons of the world. It can't be drafting Gosler Charles. It can't be like Lincoln Tomlinson, even though he's in San Francisco having a decent time now.
Gosder.
We can't be doing that type of shit. And if you look at it, we drafted Ebron before Aaron Darnold. So does it matter where you pick? No, it matters who you pick.
I don't disagree.
So I will never be down for tanking. Ever, ever, ever.
Only 4 Super Bowls in the last 20 years have featured a first and second round quarterback on either side of the teams.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, again, I'm not there yet. I've been there in many seasons past. Right now, I want to see them beat the shit out of Aaron Rodgers and keep the dream alive, man.
I love seeing a frustrated Aaron Rodgers. No one's a bigger bitch than a frustrated Aaron Rodgers.
Well, let's talk about LeBron.
Okay, well.
They're both high bitch level.
LeBitch is just, that's who he is.
Baby, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking, get me all wired.
Bunch of prima donna ass athletes. Right. No, but when you can fluster
but back
Aaron
to what
Rodgers.
Anson said.
Okay.
He said that if the Lions go 9-7, what does that do for us?
A lot.
It does a lot.
But I agree.
And it pisses me off. Because what the fuck was Bevel doing all year?
So if Bevel...
you can't blame Bevel, man.
No. Hear me out.
I'll hear you out, but I already know we've already kind of had this conversation.
Look, I
it's
don't think it's
got to
going to
run
happen.
through the coach, man. It has nothing to do with Bevel. Okay, it has a little to do with Bevel.
Yeah.
Just
again,
a small amount.
I don't want to leave him off the hook for the whole season.
I get
you know
that.
What I mean?
But at the end of the day, the top of the pyramid was making the calls. Like Bevel could have sent him 3 plays every time that could have worked, and he could have gone so far fucking left and picked whatever he wanted. That's what you do when you're the head coach. I don't know.
Based on what you said, if that's the truth, and that Patricia was doing that,
yeah,
everybody in the organization should have been fired for having a defensive head coach getting the play calls from an offensive coordinator and changing and picking which ones he
Patricia
wanted.
was a genius. You didn't fucking ask him? Like, that's all. Like, he was the guy. He made the Malcolm Butler call. Like, that's his only claim to fame. And all of a sudden, I could just see that guy, like, wanting all the glory, not letting Bevel get, the calls in. Or because you could see the frustration with Stafford. You could see the bond that Bevel and Stafford have. Like, they're talking on the sidelines. They're talking after games. They're talking about how the locker room is having fun again.
That's what I was going to say. The Lions look like they had fun on the field last week for the first time in a long time.
Right.
Yeah. And what's important to remember is, yes, we won last week.
Yeah.
It was against the Bears.
Yeah.
They're
Shitty
not the best team.
Yeah.
But a win's a win. Shitty team. Now, these next 3 games are going to tell me everything I need to know about Darrell Bevel as a head coach. Not the team. I know the team's not good enough to compete with the next 3 games.
Do you, though?
What?
Do you know that, though?
Do I know what?
Because I don't feel like anybody really knows this team. I think
it's fucking clear.
Again, this is a fucking trap right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay?
No,
this
it's
really
not.
is. Because for the first time all season long, I feel like all kinds of Lions fans truly feel like we have a chance in a game that most people wouldn't think that we have a chance in.
Ooh, I don't know.
No.
So, okay, if we don't fire Patricia and we win last week, is there the confidence in Detroit to win this week against Aaron Rodgers that there is right now with the new?
You.
I don't think so. I think that there's more excitement over this team with a new head coach than there would have been if we had just won last week.
You're getting it wrong.
Are you not excited?
It's not about the team. The excitement is that the dipshit is gone.
Yeah.
But that all goes hand in hand.
Don't confuse the two. We are not a good enough roster to consistently be making the playoffs. And I felt we weren't a good enough roster even under Caldwell, and that he just carried us a little bit.
But I see Bevel kind of stealing the Caldwell blueprint, or at least that's what I saw last week. Just hanging around and hanging around and hanging around until you have that chance to win the game.
No doubt.
And that's all I want every Sunday is just to watch my team be competitive.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be nice to fucking steamroll people and just go crazy on teams like we did Jacksonville this year. That was a great week, but that's not going to happen in the NFL. I mean, even the 11-0 or even the 11-1 now Steelers, Like, even though they've won 11 games, they haven't all been blowouts. So I will take every single win I can get, especially from Bevel. I like Bevel. I want him here. My dream scenario, and TJ Lang actually tweeted this out, and he said he had no inside information on this, that it was going to happen. Robert Saleh as head coach, Bevel as offensive coordinator, and we bring in Dan Quinn for defensive coordinator.
And
like, I would love that lineup. Love it.
And that makes sense. But what I don't want to hear is that a guy who's been here for a few years is auditioning for the head coaching position.
He should be.
I think he should be auditioning to stay.
But that's
or
the Lions'
for a
way.
head coaching job somewhere else.
And the reason you're worried about that is because you know that's the Lions' way. I mean, Mayhew was able to stay and operate for far too many years after it was proven that he was a failure. You know, for me, again, let's retrace this line of questioning that I had for you here. If we go and win out, and we're 9-7, and we go in the first week and we get...
You're so naive to actually say that.
I'm not... I haven't said anything yet.
He gets so mad at hypotheticals.
My question... Don't get upset. I'll let you answer. If we're 9-7 and we get toasted, roasted, and shit on in the first round of the playoffs, and the Lions bring back Darrell Bevel, do you think they would? Because he made the playoffs?
It's thinking like that. That's the problem.
I agree. I agree. That's the problem.
What have you not seen in the last 3 years?
Bro, the last 30 years, that's what they've been doing. And see, you and I agree, and you want to fight me on this. I think that...
You're talking out your ass.
No, the only way that this guy can stay in town is if he wins a playoff game, in my opinion.
That's not true.
No. If he wins out, he gets us to the playoffs, because you've got to give him at least one more season to have 16 games. Because if this is what he does in 5, I want it over the full course of the season.
I'll throw you a bone.
Yeah.
All right, Sam?
Yeah, give it to me.
If he wins out, he earns the fucking right to be the head coach next season.
Even if they get smoked in the first round.
But that's not his fault. We don't have a roster, one, to be even being 9-7, and 2, we don't have a roster to compete in the playoffs.
I agreed on all.
I just love the fact that Adam says we can finally fucking win out, because when I first hypothesized this to him,
that's not what I
we
said.
almost came to blows.
He's not saying that.
That's not what I said.
That's what I took away from it. That's what I heard.
No.
I don't care what you said. That's what I heard. We could go 9-7 and make the playoffs. That's what I heard.
Can we get just the Angry Adam show and just have him get upset about the Lions for an hour? Because I would watch.
It's not about getting upset. I don't understand how you guys can actually stand there and talk about this shit. Like, come on.
Well, you know who's not
walked in last week. Look, Sam doesn't like this comparison, all right? But it's the truth. Whenever a head coach gets fired,
here we go.
The new guy that walks in, there's an instantaneous boost.
Yes.
That only lasts so long.
No, I don't like this comparison.
That's why we need to evaluate Bevel over the next 5 games instead of just one game against the Chicago Bears.
Because he says this happens all the time in European soccer. That's why I don't like the comparison. I don't give a shit about European soccer. What I give a shit about is American football.
But I think that
it applies to American football too.
Dude, you've seen it with new managers in
Romeo
baseball.
Cornell took over a 0-4 team, and he's won 4 games.
I've seen it. I got to side with Angry Adam on this one.
I've seen interim head coaches shit the bed too. So it's not like this is just a rule that as soon as you ship one guy out, the team magically gets better.
But let's
it happens, fair. Yes, but it also happens the other way.
Let's be fair.
The coach has to be good. That's the thing. If the coach is good, they'll excel.
But typically, a coach is getting fired because the team is bad. So the common sense thinking is that team would continue to be bad. But I've seen on all 4 sports often, and again,
not often. It happens just as much. It's like 50-50.
I don't know, man.
Sometimes teams respond, sometimes they don't. Look at the Cavaliers last year when they shipped Kuster out. Did they get better? No.
I mean,
not Kuster, Beeline.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, it can happen.
Did you just bring up the Cavaliers?
Yeah, I did, because that was the first example of a coach leaving mid-season and the shit team still being shit. Sometimes the team's just bad, and I don't know. Yes, it can happen. I'll give that to you. It can, but it's not the rule. Right? It's not the rule.
It's not the rule. That's the point.
But he has a point.
And you guys are giving Bevel
there's often a time where a new coach comes in and delivers some emotion for a handful of weeks.
Yeah.
Not for a full season. I like where he's going with that. My thing is this, I think that if Bevel comes out and he goes 9-7 and he gets smoked in the first round of the playoffs, I think that he will stay here, but I don't think he should.
I can't believe you're actually fucking saying that.
I just want to get him upset.
Are you serious?
So
Come
serious.
on, man.
Listen, what I have
want
seen.
to enjoy the rest of the season. I don't want to hear this bullshit.
But dude, the Lions have far too often fired regimes only to leave components of the old regime around just enough time for them to never truly have a new regime. Even when they brought in Quinn, they didn't even let him bring in his coach. And then they kind of had this. So like,
what do you mean? Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. That's why we got fucked with Caldwell. Because they let Quinn.
But that was the thing. Is his first year he had to deal with Caldwell.
Deal with him? Well, how do you deal with a guy that's 9-7?
Stop getting upset with me. Let me finish the concept here. So the fact that he came in after his first year and replaced Caldwell, it created all this division in Lions fans. The Caldwell side and the Patricia side.
You know
if he would have came in year one, Bob Quinn, and brought Patricia with him and never let Caldwell coach.
No, Caldwell was 9-7 his last year.
Sure, and what did that do for him? And what did that do for him? He's gone. It's the Lions thinking.
Bob Quinn, his downfall was getting rid of Caldwell after a 9-7 season.
Damn right.
Not only did it lose the locker room, he gave Patricia zero chance to succeed because that locker room was already gone by the time he walked in.
So is there that little talent in the coaching realm that we're so desperate to hold on to one guy when we bring in a whole new regime?
Are you not understanding what's going on?
If he proves himself, you keep him, man. Like, I just don't know. Like, how hard is this of a concept to understand?
No. What I'm saying is,
if he takes a team that was 4-7,
but if he wins 5 games,
if he takes a 4-7 team and takes them to 9-7, he's shown that he's a quality coach, right? Why would we let a quality coach that we already possess go? It's like when I see the picture of fucking Bill Belichick in a Lions hoodie or in a Lions polo, and it's like, oh my God, we had Bill Belichick on staff and we let him go? Like, sometimes you don't know what you have right in front of you. You're so busy peering over the fence that it's right there in front of you. We had a good coach. He's in the lineup. He's familiar with the locker room. We've seen that the guys are galvanizing.
Needs to sweep all the bullshit out.
We've done that, though.
Not leave a little bit out.
We've done it.
But we never have, dude.
No.
But no, Matt Millen gets fired. Martin Mayhew gets to stick around. You know, we bring in.
Anson, you're talking out of your ass too much here, man. You're killing me.
I mean, you can say that, but you were saying that same shit last week, and all of my predictions were right.
What do you mean? No, you weren't right. What the fuck are you talking about?
Anson got Baker Mayfield right last week, and he has not shut up.
And he benched him. He didn't even play him.
I got a fucking W.
I got a W.
You got a W with him on the bench. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it was a difference of 3 fucking points. Because all 3 of my quarterbacks are nasty.
Yeah, right. Lamar Jackson's not nasty.
Jim Caldwell is the only head coach in the NFL over the last 20 years that was fired after a winning season.
I had a bye week, so I didn't have
to play. Just so you know.
This is true.
Jim Caldwell's the man. Let's just say that. All right, so
let's get back to something here instead of arguing.
Yeah, some bullshit. Sorry.
It's all right,
Jeff
man.
Okuda's out today, and we can argue about if that was a good draft pick or not. I mean, when you go to all these Lions, when you go to all the Lions message boards, people are over the top angry at Jeff Okuda being that third overall draft pick.
Can't be mad at him. It's
not his fault. Shit, what did he do? Get drafted?
Yeah.
True. I mean, you can get mad at a guy for not performing, you know, especially somebody
He's been hurt. He had a horrible first 2-3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Then he had a couple of really good weeks
for the 4 weeks following, and then he's been hurt since.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of that pick. It'll be interesting to see
where we land.
You're
not a fan of anything, Ensign. You're just a fan of hypothetical bullshit.
Hey, I'm a fan of hypothetical bullshit, too.
I am not a fan of the directions that the Lions have been in my lifetime. So, yes, you are correct.
I'm a fan of the Lions. I love them.
Love the Lions.
I'm a fan of the
Lions, not a fan of their direction.
I just want them to fix their shit and get it right.
Correct.
I think the fact that Jeff Okuda was kind of a win now pick when everybody knows that cornerbacks, you need a couple years, if not 2, to get them fully evolved into the defense, up to speed with NFL wide receivers, the physicality of it. I do think it's unfair to judge Jeff Okuda, but the fact of the matter is, the only people that have been picked that high are a Jalen Ramsey, are a Charles Woodson, and are a Patrick Peterson.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, he's not even close to that realm. Not saying he won't be a good cornerback, like maybe a Revis down the line or something like that. But those guys are transcendent players.
Patrick Peterson
there are
struggled
only 2 players.
Go ahead.
There are only 2 cornerbacks in my lifetime that were drafted in the top 3 that were transcendent. They made an instant impact. Champ Bailey, Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
I love Jeff Okudah. I think he's a good prospect. He's neither of them.
No,
So
I don't think so
again,
either.
that's a Bob Quinn decision, and that's why he's gone.
Well, and Patrick Peterson struggled a little bit his first year, but he showed the signs, the flashes of what was to
Patrick
come.
Peterson
And he was
doesn't win
big.
Super Bowls. There's no cornerback that wins you a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, they're definitely a luxury pick. Like, that's what you need as kind of like your
It's a
flash
second, third
piece.
round pick.
Yeah.
You know, or a second half of the first round. But when you have franchise-changing players available like Isaiah Simmons and Tua and Herbert and things like that,
Even a
Isaiah
Patrick
Simmons
Queen.
is not franchise changing.
Oh, he's gotten a lot better, man.
he just
He's
started.
not franchise changing.
when
The
you're-
Cardinals are 6-6.
But he hasn't been starting. He
no.
hasn't been starting or calling.
Watch what
He's
you're
only
saying.
been calling the plays
Be
for.
responsible. Franchise changing.
Adam is
a
on
quarterback.
one today.
How can you say that?
Because
He's not a
I
quarterback, he's
follow
a
IDP
linebacker.
religiously. He just got
Yeah.
put the last 2-3 weeks. He just got put in and is calling the plays. He's got 2 sacks in the last 3 weeks. He's gotten over 20
Yes.
tackles. I think that Isaiah
they've lost
Simmons.
both games.
No, I'm not talking about taking Isaiah Simmons at 5. But if you're taking Isaiah Simmons at 12 to 15 and he's the quarterback of your defense for the next 10 years, that's a franchise-altering pick.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
high on
You're
Pat.
not taking him in the top 3.
I'm high on Isaiah Simmons, too.
We can stop fighting. You and I are actually on a lot of the same agreements.
Adam's just
we're
very
not.
angry
We're not.
today.
I don't think that you're hearing me where I'm coming from. Well, let's not go back to Bevel. I'm not going back there.
Well, make sure you share this and guess who's going to score the first touchdown of the game. Guess the final score of the Lions and Packers game so we can give you $1,000 today. Let's go through some of these guesses right now, too, as I'm rolling back through here. Let's see.
Well, there's a Hawkinson.
24-17 Green Bay. Peterson with the first touchdown. You got 36-20 Green Bay. Jennifer said that. Jennifer, I need who's going to score that first touchdown. My man Mike Tater. What up, Tater? Marvin Jones, first TD on a deep pass. Wow, he's even calling the play. I like that. Lions lose 34-26. Let's see. Jones, first touchdown. Lions draft history shows that it doesn't matter, and I agree. It doesn't matter where we pick. We got 36-21 Packers. Devontae Adams with the first touchdown. Kyle's guessing that. So if you want to get your guess in, make sure you do that and make sure you share this. Actually, today's kind of interesting because normally we go up till noon and then they have like an hour to share and get their guesses in after. Today, the game's not till 4:25, which is weird as fuck because we're
It is.
home. But either way, now you got till 4:25 to get this out there. Tag your homies in this. Get them to make some guesses because the more guesses, the more chances you have to win.
Justin Spiro pointed out that Champ Bailey was number 7th overall.
Okay, not top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Only
Dave.
2 corners in my lifetime that deserve to be drafted that high.
Woodson. You can put Woodson up there.
Woodson wasn't for me. I said in my lifetime.
What do you mean?
Woodson was drafted like what, 98?
Oh, I always forget you're 12. My bad. I thought you.
Young
Woodson-
Adam.
When were you born, Adam?
94.
So he was in your lifetime.
Yeah, but I was too young.
Yeah, but you watched him reign throughout the league.
I love that.
Packers
Yeah,
and the Raiders.
I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I saw Charles Woodson. Makes sense.
Okay, Woodson was a fucking monster,
dude,
man.
I was at the game of the Immaculate Interception. 21-7 over Spartans.
Oh, I was at the game where him and David Boston went to blows in Michigan, the Ohio State-Michigan game, and that was one of the craziest. And he returned that touchdown and did the Heisman. That was the Heisman game, baby.
Dude, it was great.
Woodson was just unbelievable. If you didn't see him play, like, Adam, we should go watch that
I
footage.
watched him play in the NFL, just not in college.
In college, it was unreal. It was like watching Shaq at LSU. He's just a monster.
He's still the only defensive player, Heisman winner, correct?
I believe. I don't know.
One of few, not the only.
I don't want to
I
confirm
want to say
that.
Steve Entman came very close to it, but I don't think any other defensive players have done that.
Or as they call it in Tennessee, the Heistman, because they believe Woodson stole it from Peyton Manning.
Well,
Because
Fuck
remember,
Peyton Manning.
they also split the national championship that year.
Yes, they did.
That before there was a national champion. So I love how Peyton Manning and Charles Woodson, like that whole relationship that they have, because he stole the Heisman, and then Woodson, he's got a Super Bowl too. Yeah, he's got 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I know he won one with the Packers.
no, I don't know if he has a second.
Did he get a second with?
Yeah. No, only a first.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I know they came damn
Unless he
close.
won it with the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't think they won it with Gruden. They
Yeah, no.
lost to Tampa Bay.
They lost to the Bucks.
Yep, to when Gruden took over Tampa Bay. Yeah, but Charles Woodson was an absolute man-child at Michigan. Like, it was unfair.
Yeah, he was tremendous to watch, man.
Oh, Manti Te'o won the Heisman.
Oh, he did?
My man Fremont Jackson checking in. That's what he's saying.
Manti Te'o won the Heisman.
I trust Fremont.
I thought he was a finalist.
I don't know. Let's Google that real quick. Somebody look that up. We gotta trust Speakeasy Sports. That's my man from Speakeasy Sports. So yeah, we got some locks of the week, Adam. You ready?
He was a nominee. He didn't win it.
He was a nominee. Damn it, Fremont.
I don't think any defensive players outside of Charles Woodson have ever won it.
Yeah, I guess not. Well, that's crazy because Charles Woodson was amazing. But let's get into these locks of the week. These are fun games, actually. I'm really looking forward to this run of NFL football.
Can we get Anson's picks first?
You want to, and then us do ours, just so you don't rip his fucking head off today?
Yep.
Yep.
It's just hanging there.
It's just just hanging there. All right, Anson. Locks of the week this week: Steelers versus Bills. Bills are -2.5. Who do you think is going to win this game?
And it's in Steel City.
Yeah.
It's a hard place to go and play, man. I'd have to go with Pittsburgh on that one.
Oh my God.
My dog. My dog right there. That's my dog. What? Let's hear it, Adam. Go nuts, Adam.
Okay.
Why won't the Steelers?
Before I give you all of my reasons.
All of my reasons.
Vegas has Buffalo as a 2.5-point favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Away to an 11-1 football team.
That's okay.
If that doesn't fucking tell you how inconsistent the Steelers are,
11-1
and their record
is
means nothing
inconsistent
right now, that should tell you everything.
Yeah. Yeah, inconsistent.
If
They
you want my
lost
reasoning.
one game. They're so inconsistent.
I do like his thinking. I like his thinking. You got to follow
If you
the
look
money,
at
man.
both teams,
Can you?
the Bills are the more complete team.
Where's
The
more
Steelers
money
have
on?
the better defense. Huh? What is that?
I'm curious who's got more money.
What do you mean? Who's got more money?
Like, is there more money
does
being?
that mean?
I'm sure there's more money being bet on the Steelers right now than on the Bills.
I'm putting my money on the Steelers.
Steelers are
are gonna lose
a
money.
big fan favorite. They get a lot of bets as it
But
is.
you gotta preface. Adams called like 4 weeks ago that the
No,
Steelers were
that
gonna.
has nothing to do with anything I've said.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. Nothing I'm saying about the Steelers has anything to do with our side bet.
He predicted them to go 3-5 down the stretch. So he's rooting for them to lose pretty much essentially every game, right?
I can see that happening. I think that the Steelers are a little more. They're a little more adept at being able to stop Josh Allen's type of offense, and
Allen's such a beast.
Their running game is really struggling right now. They looked great last week. They're so inconsistent. I don't see that happening.
Who looked great last week?
The Bills.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the Steelers.
No, the Bills looked very good last week, but what I've noticed in the Bills is they look so great and they look like they're world beaters, and then the next week they underwhelm. They haven't had the consistency, and this is a game where a young quarterback going in there, I don't know if he understands the level or the importance of what's happening this week.
And part of the reason the Steelers have looked like shit the last couple of weeks is drops. If you've watched their games, their wide receivers have not been able to hold on to the ball. One of them, our boy Eric Ebron, has had 5 drops in the last 2 weeks. If you start completing those passes and they just pick up that, the Steelers are going to start blowing teams out again.
But another problem with the Steelers is that they are throwing the ball way too much. They're giving the ball to Ben way too much.
Well, Connor's been out, so they got to lean on him.
You got to run the ball.
Yeah, they don't have anybody, though. They got Anthony McFarland and Benny Snell. Like, they don't have anybody.
Get creative.
They're trying to, and that's why they're leaning more on the pass.
54 pass attempts is not trying to.
But they don't have. You can't hand the ball off to Benny Snell, man. That is not a championship game plan.
Well, John Connor. Connor is back.
Yep.
So their running game looked really, really bad with the snail back there.
McFarland looks meh.
But Adam's got some great points. They're not a very consistent team in terms of where you see their offense going. What they do consistently is they fucking win.
Yeah. That's what they do. They're 11-1. I'll take it an inconsistent 11-1 team. Actually, I've never seen that in my lifetime in Detroit, so I don't know what that's like to be an inconsistent 11-1, but I'm sure it feels fucking great.
Who's the second best coach in the NFL? Is it Andy Reid or is it Mike Tomlin?
Oh, I mean,
who's the first?
I was going to say Andy Reid's probably
you got to give it to Belichick.
Right? Yeah.
No. Right now?
No, this year he's been bad, but in terms of career work,
overall, you got to do Belichick, Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Why? Doesn't Tomlin have more rings? He's got 2, doesn't he?
Okay, No, he has 1.
Ben's got 2, so he's got 2.
1 in.
Yeah, he's got 2.
No. Ben won 1 with Cowher.
That might be right.
I don't know.
2005. His rookie year.
Yeah, Tomlin went to the Super Bowl his 3rd year.
Twice.
Yeah.
He lost to the Packers, and he won against
Cardinals.
I'm not sure.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals, yep.
Here in Detroit, man. When
Yeah.
Jerome Bettis. Come on, man. Jerome Bettis from Detroit? Remember
No.
Mike
that
Tomlin
was
went
the
to
Seahawks.
William and Mary. I just learned that.
Steelers Seahawks was Bill Cowher.
that? Okay.
Cardinals Steelers was Tomlin. Steelers Packers was
I mean,
Tomlin.
honestly,
1
we're
and 1.
splitting hairs here, and it's really kind of stylistic. Who do you want?
8 playoff runs, 6 division titles, 3 AFC championship games, two of which he won.
Andy Reid has the same resume.
And he only won once.
And a partridge
very much.
in a pear
So you want to
tree.
tie them at 2? I'm okay with it.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're 2 and
There's
2-8.
there's no
Like,
difference for me between
Yeah.
the two.
If
Just
Andy
Andy
Reid-
Reid is trending more upwards.
If
right
Andy
now.
Reid wouldn't have won that Super Bowl last year, do you think he's 2?
No, Tomlin has to be above it.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. All right.
They're
So
basically-
obviously,
Do those guys play each other this year in the AFC
They
championship?
really-
love that game.
Right?
They've really had the same career. They've always
very
made
similar.
strong runs in the playoffs, winning divisions, getting to the NFC/AFC championship
Yeah.
game, not winning it, and getting that 1 Super Bowl.
To me, the biggest difference in their career is everybody doubt Andy Reid could win the big game. Tomlin knocked that out early.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
it-
the youngest coach to ever
They've
win a
given
Super
him
Bowl.
a pass for losing the big game.
Exactly. So that to me, that's where their careers aren't exactly aligned. Because Andy Reid in Philadelphia, they can't win a big game, can't win a big game, can't. Tomlin came in, knocked it out. And now it's can he get back to the big game?
Right.
And now Andy Reid's just toppled them out. Which way would you rather go if you were a coach? Would you rather get that championship like your 3rd year, or would you rather get it like your 15th year?
Man,
That's hard to say.
I know. That's why I asked the question.
I'd have to say towards the end.
Towards the end, you want to ride out in the glory.
Just
No,
because-
I prefer Tomlin.
Really?
Because not only did I prove myself immediately, I've been there year and year and year and keep going, making playoff runs, making AFC championships, and just losing to the Patriots in my era. I mean, you can't knock
I'm
them.
just thinking even the John Elway factor. Would you rather win the Super Bowl as
No,
you're a young
you know what?
rookie, or you're John Elway and you ride out
just
with
wanna
2
win
into
it.
the
No,
sunset?
I'm going to give you the ultimate metaphor here.
All right.
So remember when you were like 22 and you got that amazing piece of ass and you didn't know what you had?
I remember when I was 39
I can't
and got
believe
that.
That's not even fair, goddammit. So anyway, you kind of slept on this amazing girl that you had.
Right, the one that
but
got
you won
away.
the championship early, and
Yep.
then you just your next 15 years, like man, you're trying to work back towards it, and you never get there. But
Is that
then
a
the guy
metaphor or is
who's
that
been
your life?
building towards it, and right towards the end of the line, he finds that amazing girl. I'd rather win it towards the end, man.
So really, I don't know. As long as I got the ring, I guess I'm happy. But I do think the life fulfillment of chasing and then finally getting it and then
100%.
being good would be a little more satisfying than getting it and then never
Because
seeing
it's
it
all
again.
frustration after that.
Yeah, it really is. It's
like,
all,
why can't I get back?
Just blue balls the whole time.
I've been there
Like,
before.
I've done it, I swear to God. So yeah, that's my pick. I want the Steelers to win this game, and really that's it. I want the
that
Steelers
you want
to win.
them
Yeah,
to
I
win, or
want
you
the
think they're
Steelers.
going to win both?
I think they're going to win, and I want them to win, but it's going to be a good game. I love
yeah.
the way the Bills play. I love Josh Allen. I love what they do on defense. Like, the Bills and the Colts, to me, are similar, except, obviously Josh Allen's a much different quarterback, but I like those tough, big teams, and that's what I feel both of them are.
Adam, I'm not confident in this pick, if that makes you feel any better.
All right, let's get through
it doesn't.
Chiefs and Dolphins. Now, this is a fun game. Dolphins are +7, over under 50.5.
I think this is an easy one. They got no Myles Gaskin, no Salvin Ahmed. They're looking at Daniel Laird and
Woohoo!
and then Elijah McGuire just signed off of the trash heap.
Yeah, this game is taking a turn for the worse.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be fun to see Tua.
But you got to be happy that Myles Gaskin's out, because I know you were going up against him in our fantasy football
Yeah, but then he
playoffs.
gets to plug Gurley in, and Gurley's been so bad. I know this is the week where he has fucking 2 easy, cheesy fucking
But I'm
touchdowns.
taking the Chiefs here. Adam, what are you doing?
I got the Chiefs.
You got the Chiefs?
How can you not?
Plus the points. Everybody with points, too.
The fact that we're even discussing the Dolphins having a chance in this game is
No,
pretty
no,
remarkable.
no. Don't do that shit. No,
Yeah,
no,
he
no.
loves
but I'm
he
saying
loves
is
the Dolphins,
the beginning
baby.
of the season, though, nobody fucking loved the Dolphins. Let's be fair.
No, and look at Brian Flores. He's in the conversation for Coach of the Year.
And he should be.
This game for me
And he should
tells
be.
me everything I need to know about the Miami defense.
Yeah.
The offense, I know what it is.
But it's kind of exciting if you're a Dolphins fan, because in the week 1, they were playing the Kansas City Chiefs, nobody even thought they had a chance. chance.
No,
and
but it's a litmus test for him.
But if they had Gaskin, this would be a lot harder of a game to prognosticate.
And this is another interesting game. We got the Cardinals and Giants, and I never thought I'd say this year that a Giants game would be interesting. But this is the way these two teams are kind of trending and what playoff contention it has in the NFC East because it's absolutely awful. It's going to be an interesting game, man. Kyler Murray has not looked right in the last 4 games.
No.
I feel like something happened to his shoulder. I mentioned this to Adam a couple weeks ago, and it hasn't gotten better. You haven't seen that deep ball to DeAndre Hopkins. You haven't seen any of that. What is going on, and who do you think is going to win that game?
I think that there's... sophomores have a slump. It's so rare to see a guy come in his second year and just dominate all season. I think people are starting to figure him out a little bit. I do think he's definitely hurt as well.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting game. I think the Jets, Sam Darnold.
Giants.
Oh, the Giants, my bad.
Giants.
I was going to say, the Jets are an interesting team, but the Giants, man, they get Daniel Jones back.
DJ, Captain Turnover, baby.
I hate him in that offense.
Yeah, I hate him, period. He sucks.
Yeah, I like Arizona.
You got Arizona in this. Adam, who you taking?
My brain is telling me go with Arizona, but because Anson picked Arizona.
Anson just picked him, so he's going to New York.
My mind's telling me no. So you're taking Arizona, huh?
Yeah, I'm taking Arizona.
I think we're all taking.
No, I got Arizona. I got Arizona bouncing back this week. 2 bad losses. Actually, 3 straight losses.
Wait, we're agreeing?
Yeah.
I don't want to agree with you.
I know you don't want to.
Because you're wrong a lot.
But you're agreeing.
You guys are so cute. All right, let's get into some fantasy football talk. If you got any questions about who you should sit and start this week, it is the playoffs. These are the most important decisions you will ever make in your life. Forget where you work. Forget your spouse. Forget having kids. This is fantasy fucking football.
And it's week fucking 14.
It's time to go. I got a list of my sticks picks for the week. These are the guys who I think you must be starting. First and foremost, Tom Brady. If you got him, put him in.
He's my pick, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at us.
I love it. For a few reasons. One...
Vikings?
Well, yeah, there's the Vikings. But they're 7 and... what is it? 7 and 5, and right behind the Vikings at 6 and 6. So they have the last spot in the playoffs at Tampa Bay. This is going to be a huge game in terms of playoff implications, which Tom Brady always steps up for.
Tom Brady.
But he also had a bye week after losing a close one to the champs. He's been sitting at home for 2 weeks, pissed off.
Yep.
And he loves to come back for games like this. I love Tom Brady this week.
Yeah, it's a bounce-back game for Brady. Plus, he's going up against the Vikings. Mike Evans may be out, but I still see him getting like 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, something like that. Running back, Chris Carson. How do you not start Chris Carson this week? If you got him on your team, you must be starting this guy. Main reason? The fucking Jets.
Yeah.
If you're playing the Jets, you start them, period.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
they should be up early and milking the clock, running the ball.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what I look for. And then at wide receiver, I like Corey Davis out of Tennessee. Western Michigan University Broncos, stand up. Davis was supposed to be a stud when he came into the league. It's taken him a couple years, but I think now over the past 3 weeks, he's the number 4 fantasy football wide receiver. Stick on that trend this week, too. And we also know that the Jags can't stop anybody. A lot of my stuff this week is based on matchups.
Yeah, my issue with Corey Davis is just consistency. Now, if we were talking about picking him up, it'd be one thing, but you look at a guy who went off for 15.8 points in a week 11.
Yep.
He comes back with 8.5.
Okay.
Then last week, 33.7.
Number 4 wide receiver over the past 3 weeks.
He's been amazing, but the strength of that is based on week 13 when he put all those points up. My worry with Corey Davis is he's got this huge ceiling, but in week 14, your first week of the playoffs, he could massively let you down.
That's true, but he's going against the Jags, and I'm going to take the ceiling every single time, especially when in the playoffs. You got to swing for the fences.
I guess my worry with the Jags is they just could be really up for after a half, and they're just running the ball, and a whole lot of Derrick Henry in the second half.
That, honestly, while I was writing this, that was one of my concerns. Is Derrick Henry gets rolling, he's not going to see many balls, but I still like them to do some play action, maybe a deep pass to him to steal some yards and a touchdown.
And A.J. Brown has been a little dinged up, and I think that's pushed Corey Davis into the kind of 1B position.
Davis is good, man. He's a good wide receiver. He's just finally finding his zone. And then at tight end, I got Dalton Schultz. After Blake Jarwin went down, Schultz has pretty much done a decent job. I think he's a top 10, number 8 tight end in the fantasy football realm right now.
And Andy Dalton likes looking his way.
And they're going up against Cincinnati. Once again, matchup based. I think Cincinnati has tapped out on the season.
I think both teams are bad enough where it's going to be, they're going to keep both the passing and running game going all 4 quarters. So
right.
I like that pick.
All right, let's get to some of your sit and starts. Who you got, Anson?
Well, I agreed with you when it came to Tom Brady for sure.
Yes, you did.
Absolutely love that one here.
Make sure you guys are sharing this Facebook Live and you're guessing who's going to score the first touchdown, the final score of the game. And like I said, share this. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and then drop your who's going to score the first touchdown and the final score of the game in there. We're giving away $1,000. Also, Anson points it out every week. Make sure you tag a friend in the comments section and tell them to guess too.
Tag your mom.
Because tag your mom too. That's weird to say. Tag her on Facebook, not in real life. I'm so glad we broadcast to Detroit and not to Tennessee, because we'd really have to clear that up about tagging your mom. And be like, all right, I'm going to go get her right now. I love mama. All right, who you got, Anson? Let's run through these.
I like Tannehill and Tua. I think that they're going to be playing from behind. Or actually, not so much Tennessee. I love Tennessee's passing attack.
Yeah.
I think Tua's playing from behind against Kansas City. He's going to be trying to assemble stats all game long.
Yep.
I'm sitting Josh Allen this week. I don't like any quarterback against Pittsburgh. Also sitting Stafford and Darnold.
If anybody's playing Darnold, just quit.
For sure.
You shouldn't be in the playoffs, first of all.
Well, the reason why he's in the conversation is because he's going up against the Seahawks, and the Seahawks can't stop anybody. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, they can
it's
stop
Sam Darnold.
Right.
For sure. When you get to running backs, I love Austin Eckler this week.
Okay.
How do you feel about him?
I like Eckler. When he's back in the offense, he really makes it click. They love to throw the ball to him, so if you're in a PPR league, you start Austin Eckler.
Yep. Then they had his 2 games back. He had some pretty tough defenses.
Yep.
He gets the Falcons this week. It's going to be high scoring, a lot of passing.
Yeah, hopefully.
I like Zeke Elliott to reestablish his running game. I think that they're going to use this week against Cincinnati to do so. Ronald Jones, Bruce Arians, again, we talked about this on Thursday. He's talking about how this guy needs to get 20 touches a week. Where do you feel on the Fournette and Rojo conversation?
I just don't love any running back in the Bruce Arians offense at this point. I don't know. I just don't love anybody. And we talked about that, actually. I talked about that before the season. When Tom Brady's on an offense, nobody's going to be consistent. Yeah. It's going to be who's open that game. That's who's getting the ball. So I have a rough time judging that offense.
Sure wish I had Cam Akers in there instead.
Yeah.
I'm sitting Miles Sanders big time this week.
Okay.
He has not been very good this season. He hasn't been good in his return, and he gets one of the best rush defenses in the league in New Orleans.
I'll take it.
My man, the old man, Frank Gore, is back. So if you got Ty Johnson and you're super excited about him, temper those expectations.
The Lions had Ty Johnson.
They did. They drafted him.
And we got rid of him.
Yep. I liked Jamison Crowder this week. He's been reestablishing himself in that offense.
Somebody's got to catch the ball. That's how I view Jamison Crowder. Yeah, somebody's got to catch it.
And they're always playing from behind. They're
Right.
getting massive garbage time stats. Chase Claypool and the Pittsburgh wide receivers, you can't start any of those guys.
Ooh.
I don't feel comfortable with any of them. And then starting at the tight end, I love Mark Andrews. He's back.
I know you do. You love Andrews. And we'll see. We'll see about that. I like those starts. Hopefully that helps you out. And let's see if we got anybody asking questions in the chat right now. It's for fantasy football. If you guys got any questions, let us know.
I want to talk about who we should be starting and sitting and considering for those in the Lions game here. I think both quarterbacks are decently safe. My concern with starting Stafford is I think that the game plan to win against the Green Bay Packers is to milk the clock and run the ball.
I'm starting Marvin Jones. I like him at wide receiver,
Yep.
and I'm starting every single Packer I can.
Even past in terms of wide receivers beyond Devontae.
I think Lazard could get a look today.
Yeah.
I don't know. The big 3 in Green Bay are impossible to stop. One of them's going to have a monster game, if not 2 or 3 of them. First time around, it was Aaron Jones running for 160 yards. This time around, they may switch up their whole game plan and have Aaron Rodgers just beat the hell out of us. But that being said, I think they'll score a lot of stats. I just hope the Lions score more.
Well, of course. So those top three you're talking about are Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Is there a fourth guy that you would start in Green Bay?
You love Tanyan. Maybe Tanyan.
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that's where you're going.
It is.
You've been high on Tanyan all year.
So for the Lions, you already said you'd be starting Marvin Jones. I do like that.
Yep.
He's been, I think he's had 12 looks both the past two games. Galladay is not playing. Hawkinson's going to get a lot of work as well. My biggest quandary is Swift and AP. Swift is back. He's
Swift
playing.
should not play. Just stop.
I agree.
What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing if we play DeAndre Swift? Give this guy the next 4 weeks off, the off season to recover, and let's come back next year. Unless we get into a point where it's like playoff time decision. Like, I hate that we're rushing this guy back for no reason.
But, you guys were both just saying that Bevel wants to win and keep the job, so he's going to use his assets.
You don't do that at the risk of your player's health. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you want to keep your job, you want the longevity, so don't you want Swift longer?
Hey,
I don't know.
Not for long.
If I was on the Lions staff, I would shut this dude down. We've seen it happen before with concussions. These are not leg injuries. These are not ankle injuries. I don't want to lose one of our best running back prospects in 30 years because we're just trying to win a couple games at the end of the season.
I agree 100%.
So what's your final score, Anson?
My question, though, is do you start DeAndre Swift?
No.
As a fantasy player? That's fair. I don't either. I don't even
think he's going to play. He may be active, but I don't think he'll play.
Yeah, my pick is going to be 34-27 Packers. I apologize up front. We're going well over in that, and
it's not well over.
Yeah, it's 60. Yeah, 61, 55.
Anytime you're going over 54, it's well over.
That's a lot of points. You're relying on the Lions to score a lot of points.
And I am going with Aaron Jones.
All right, Adam, who you got?
Let's see. I've got. Let me think this through.
Okay, then I'll do mine while you think. How's that?
No, I got it.
Okay.
All right, first touchdown's going to be Jamal Williams.
Williams.
That was almost who I called too.
I like that.
I do too.
We've got the score 31.
Okay.
31, 20.
31-20, so you got the
31-20.
under.
Yep.
Who's going to win?
Packers.
So I'm going to be the only one up here to say the Lions are going to win today?
Every week.
And I've been right 5 times this year. Honestly, I originally wrote down the exact same score you did, 34-27 Packers. But I think the Lions can win this game.
I do too.
If they rattle Aaron Rodgers enough, if we apply enough pressure on defense, force a couple turnovers. Aaron Rodgers only has 4 interceptions on the season. If we could get a couple out of him today, which I know is unlikely. I know it's unlikely, but I still think if that happens.
Sam, I love you. You know you're my boy, right?
Yeah.
You just listed the keys to winning, right?
Yep.
We've done none of those things.
Yep.
In 3 years.
But we can.
But we can. Against Aaron Jones.
But we can. That's what I'm hoping for. That
Didn't
we can today.
We won 3 straight against Green Bay.
Yeah,
just like 2 years ago.
We've done it.
Yeah, without Aaron Rodgers.
No, we got to put pressure on Aaron Rodgers today. Like I said, my initial score was 34-27 Packers, but I could see the Lions squeaking this out like 31-27.
I think Romeo Okwara is going to be the most important Lion today.
Yeah, well, just putting pressure on Aaron Rodgers. My first touchdown is going to go to T.J. Hawkinson.
Okay.
That's my first touchdown of the game. So you guys got till 4:25 today to get your guesses in, get your shares in. Make sure you share this, tag your friend, let them win $1,000. All you got to do, guess who's going to score the first touchdown, guess the final score of the game, and share this. You have till 4:25 today. The Lions, Darrell Bevel, are going for undefeated Darrell Bevelness. And it's going to be amazing. The flat top will be out today.
2-0.
Matt Stafford's going to be playing with his quote-unquote hair on fire. Marvin Jones going to be catching touchdowns. It's going to be a big game for Lions football, or we could lose 50-0.
Are they allowed to put their hair out during the week?
I don't know, man.
Is it on fire all week long?
It's got to be on fire. It's a lifestyle.
During practice?
It's a decision.
I agree.
It's a decision.
If we're going to win out, it's got to be.
All right, Adam, you have a good day, right, buddy? Thanks for playing.
Love you guys.
Bye, guys.
Man.